Greetings and salutations, friends. I am Numithrander, and today we pick up in the Lantern Rite, and very quickly now, we're going to be getting back into the main story, finding out what's going on with Hu Tao, and figuring out what's up with Lanyan, too.
Dad, I brought some friends over! I'm cooking today! Dad? Dad!
Over here, Xiangling!
Huh.
Oh, there he is! He's over at Ying-Ar's place. Let's go say hi! Huh? Timaeus? What's wrong with him?
Hold on, Timaeus of Mondstadt? Aren't you Albedo's assistant? Or one of his assistants, anyway? What are you doing here?
That scent. Oh, this is so embarrassing. A few days ago, he said he wanted to come and spend the festival with me, but he started to feel unwell as soon as he arrived last night, and now he's gone and passed out. I think maybe the journey took it out of him, or perhaps he caught a cold on the way. Anyway, I was about to take him to Boo Boo Pharmacy to see the doctor, so I asked Chef Mao to watch the store while I'm gone.
Wait, you weren't gonna carry him all that way by yourself, were you? Let us help!
I couldn't possibly ask that of you.
Don't mention it. Let's just get him over to Baiju as quick as we can.
If you're sure. I'm very grateful for the help.
Why don't I watch the store? As it happens, I know a thing or two about perfume.
I'm sorry, I don't believe I've had the pleasure.
Oh, this is Madame Lanyan, a craftswoman from Chenyu Vale. You can trust her.
Oh, a friend of yours then. Thank you, Madame Lanyan. That would be a huge help.
Xiangling, I guess that means we're free to head back. Let's get cooking so the troops can feast on their triumphant return.
Great minds think alike, Dad. Go on, get Timaeus to Boo Boo Pharmacy. And don't forget to come eat when you're done.
Thank you all.
Meanwhile, you bring Timaeus to Boo Boo Pharmacy, where Baiju takes him to the back room for examination. You are surprised to see two other familiar faces there. Xingqiu and Chongyun. Oh, and no voices for either of you, I bet. Yeah. Well, happy Lantern, right, Xingqiu and Chongyun? It's good to see you, even if I can't hear you.
What do you mean by that? Oh no, did you get sick too?
Nope, Xingqiu is fine, but his grandfather isn't doing so well. Oh, great-grandfather. Oh dear. Worse than I heard.
Oh no! Sorry to hear that. That sounds really serious.
Is there anything the Baiju can do to help? Is there anything we can do to help?
None of them could figure out what it was? That seems strange.
When people live that long, you can almost reach a point where you hardly believe they even can die. So yeah, I can certainly understand why it would be hard to come to terms with. I believe we saw this butler. Anne, I believe his name was. He was visiting Hu Tao and setting up funeral arrangements for the master of the house. I have to wonder, Xingqiu, do you know that, that happened? Do you know that your butler was making funeral arrangements? And do you also know that he is accusing Lady Lanyan of giving a cursed rattan figure to your great-great-grandfather? No, -1 great, just great-grandfather. Wonder if you know. Well, if there were an evil spirit there, you entering the room probably would have banished it. So, what was it then? Fetter of death.
Oh no! Xingqiu, this must be so hard for you!
Okay, so you do know. Wonder if Baiju will speak.
Feeling any better?
It looks like Timaeus is back on his feet. Oh, but no voice for him, alas. Fit as a twiddle? I think that's supposed to be fit as a fiddle.
It's fit as a fiddle, dear. As in the instrument, not the finger twitching.
It's nothing serious. Probably just exhaustion from the long journey. Then not resting properly afterwards.
Yep. And thank you, Baishu. I've been missing the voices. So, thank you for showing up.
It's all my fault.
Oh, trust me, I entirely understand Timaeus and his impetus to get to Liyue as quick as possible to see you, miss.
I'm prescribing a nutritious soup to be taken every night before bed. Here's the recipe. That should sort him out. But if his symptoms persist, make sure to come and see me again.
Thank you, Dr. Baiju.
Looks like Timaeus is gonna be alright. That's a relief.
Let's hope that he's not the only one to make a recovery. Don't mention it.
Ying-ar, you should probably get this guy back right away. Baiju says he needs to rest.
Agreed. Plus, I shouldn't keep Madame Lanyan waiting too long. Drop by later when you've got a second, so I can thank you both properly.
I wonder how much resting Timaeus will actually get while he's with her. Moving along. Now to see whether Baiju can help the great-grandfather.
Ah, Master Xingqiu. I won't beat around the bush. The situation is looking a little more complicated than I'd initially thought.
Oh? So you already had a glance at the great-grandfather? Oh, no. So they managed to get Baiju back, but not Changsheng. Oh. And Lady Lanyan also mentioned smelling something back at the perfume shop that she recognized and was concerned with. Hmm.
It would appear so, although it's debatable whether it is an illness per se. The truth is, they are both aging at an accelerated rate.
That's rather unpleasant to think about.
Yes, significantly faster than the average person. But so far, I have not managed to determine the cause.
I would hope for Timaeus' sake that this is a reversible condition. It would be rather ill if he wound up losing several years off of his lifespan because of this. And of course, for the great-grandfather, it's even worse. He was already over 100. And unless he's part Adeptus, that's stretching a human lifespan already.
Cutting years off their lives? What a turn of phrase! That sounds horrible!
Yes, and it's more or less what I was concerned with. Even if Timaeus is not, actively growing old and decrepit right this second, depending on how severe the aging is, I wouldn't like to think of it, honestly.
There are a few other remedies I can try, even if it's just trial and error at this point. This morning I sent Chi-Chi to Mount Chingsa to look for a certain herb. There's still a chance we might turn things around if we're lucky.
Turning around sounds good. Ideally, we would reverse the effect entirely and restore their lifespans. Otherwise, the great-grandfather's state will likely continue to deteriorate.
Oh, and speaking of Chingsa, has his lordship been there recently, Master Xingqiu? And then the patient from Mondstadt, who I just saw, tells me he stopped off in Chingsa village during his journey. I can't help but wonder if there's some connection.
Oh, the tree. Tao Du.
Wait, so Tao Du's remains? That's what's causing this mystery illness?
Now that I think of it, they did mention that Tao Du was connected with the afterlife, acting as a sort of bridge to it. And it was used as a proverb. You will not pass the tree of Tao Du, implying that you will not pass to heaven, or in this case, rather than the Christian biblical heaven, more the afterlife, more of, well, obviously Chinese inspiration. Interesting. So Tao Du is actually in Chenyu Vale. is it? My.
Not to steal anyone's thunder, but while I do suspect a connection with Chingsa village, I highly doubt that god remains are the cause.
Interesting.
Good point. Then what could be the true cause?
Master Xingqiu, I will head to Chingsa village to investigate further after Chi-Chi returns. Hopefully, I will have more answers after that.
Is there anything I can do to help?
Yeah, we're pros at gathering stuff. Just tell us where to go and we'll track down those herbs, no problem.
I am most grateful for the offer. I'll be sure to let you know if I need your assistance.
Very well.
Merely doing my duty.
Well, you take care of yourself too, Baizhu. I know too well how keen you are on self-sacrifice.
Don't worry about me. I'm keenly aware of my limits.
All the same, I will remind you of them. Yes. Provide hope to your kin. There may yet be a chance for your great-grandfather to wake again.
Hey, come on now. We get that you don't want us to worry, but there's no need to downplay it, alright? We should be supporting you here, not the other way around. Hey! Paimon's always been smart.
Live in life, die in death. Sounds great. I'm free whenever. Since at the moment, Baizhu does not wish for my assistance. Otherwise, I would be helping in whatever way he saw fit.
Even though Baizhu ruled out God Remains as the cause, Paimon still wants to get to the bottom of this Tao Do business. Oh, it's a shame Kuching had to disappear before she could tell us more.
Lanyan seems quite knowledgeable about it too. And she seemed to be picking up on something back at the perfume shop. Perhaps she knows something.
True. Then let's head back and ask her. Come on, Xiangling's waiting on us too.
Yes, we must return with the scent of spring, Ying-Ear's shop. And find out what Lanyan has to say. I do wonder. The butler spoke of a rattan figure being under the great-grandfather's bed, and he insinuated that it was given to him by Lanyan, and that it might have been cursed. I'm curious about this.
You're back. thanks again for helping me get Timaeus to the doctor. Please, take this Mora as a small token of our gratitude.
You shouldn't have. I barely lifted a finger. I wasn't about to leave a lady to carry a man on her own.
Paimon thinks you're misunderstanding what that phrase means, but okay.
Apparently, that's his thing now. Constantly getting common phrases wrong.
You'll have to excuse him. I think his efforts to learn the local dialect have fried the language part of his brain.
Well, considering his malady of late, I believe I can forgive him. It also is interesting that Timaeus referred to himself and Ymir as us. I wonder what their relationship actually is. I imagine they're dating, considering, but... interesting.
Alright, well, no more studying for you. Go get some rest. Doctor's orders. And if you take a turn for the worse, get back to Boo Boo Pharmacy right away.
By the way, where did Lanyan go?
Ah, yes. I almost forgot to mention. She said she went to catch up with Director Hu. She told me to pass on the message.
Wait, so she left?
Oh. Looks like they bumped into each other.
Perish the thought. Miss Ying'ar had to run an errand, so I'm just watching the shop until she gets back.
I don't know if Lanyan actually has the authority to sell anything, Hu Tao.
Red dust under rolling clouds. I think that rings a bell. Not a scent the average young lady would choose, though. Not at all. One moment. Here. Is this what you're looking for? If I'm not mistaken, it's used exclusively for ritual purposes. Let me wrap this up for you. Huh? How can you tell?
Well, that is a rather odd getup you're wearing, even for Leeway. And you are covered in silver, also.
How did... Sorry, who are you? Huh? Grandpa was right. Liyue Harbor is full of hidden talents. I would never have expected the average perfume customer to be so knowledgeable.
To be fair, there is nothing average about Hu Tao.
Director Hu, I gotta say, that outfit looks really good on you. Oh, that's good to hear.
Wait, Director Hu?
Hey, we're back. Thanks for watching the store, Madame Lan.
Miss Ying'ar, that person you spoke to just now. Who was that?
Hu Tao. Director Hu Tao. of the Wangsheng funeral parlor.
Huh? But I thought she wore the funeral parlor uniform with the Harmony hexagram hat?
I guess she just changed into something more festive for the festival.
Shoot! I was face to face with her, and I had no idea.
I suppose that means that you only knew her by reputation, and had never seen an image of her, nor had ever met her previously. So why were you looking for her exactly?
Sorry, Miss Yingar. Something's come up. Please let the others know I had to leave.
Huh? What could possibly be so urgent?
And then she just ran off after Hu Tao. Weird.
Maybe she'll be at the funeral parlor.
Are you going to look for her? If so, could you take this with you? I just found it in the store.
Huh? Wait, isn't this one of those rattan figures?
Whatever it is, we don't sell them. So I'm guessing Madame Lan left it here by accident.
Or perhaps she found it.
Yeah, well, she definitely makes these. Although, this one's pretty different from the one she made for the street fair. Plus, it has a sigil on it for some reason.
Not the kind of thing you see every day, that's for sure. It could be important, so if it does belong to Madame Lan, I'd like to get it back to her as soon as possible.
Well, then let's head back to Wangsheng Funeral Parlor again. Whatever it's for, the sooner she gets it back, the better.
The plot thickens. Time to get back to the funeral parlor post-haste. Let's see, I don't see Hu Tao or Lanyan out front.
Hey, Miss Undertaker! Are Hu Tao and Madame Lan back yet?
Sorry, I'm afraid not.
Really? How strange. They were definitely heading this way. Maybe Hu Tao had another appointment. Any idea where we might find them?
If it was anything business related, I expect the director would have let me know. I was aware she had a meeting earlier today, for instance. But she doesn't keep me informed about her private affairs.
So, you're saying Hu Tao is dealing with a private matter then?
It's possible. The director seems to have had a lot on her mind lately. In the past, she'd usually show up to work in the mid-morning. But recently, she's been getting here before the sun's up. She said she's had trouble sleeping and has been dreaming more than usual.
Trouble sleeping? Are we talking about the same Hu Tao here? That doesn't sound like her at all.
You might want to talk to our consultant, Zhongli. He's closer to her than I am.
Oh, good idea. How did we not think of that? So, where could we find him? Probably sipping tea somewhere, right?
He's just across the road on the second floor, watching an opera. If you listen carefully, you might be able to hear it.
I wonder...
Oh yeah, Paimon here's singing!
I wonder if it's you
Seems
and
like
Jin.
Zhongli is the only one taking it easy today. Let's go say hi!
Hold on, what? There was a pop-up there, but... Okay. Characters currently involved in other quests. Okay, Is there an option? Just focus on this specific story.
In my...
I know there was an option, but I'm not seeing it at the moment. Alright. We'll head in that direction and see which happens first. Either meeting Lisu for this side story, or getting to continue with the Lantern Rite quest. I will be annoyed if we actually do have to get diverted for a lengthy period with this. Though admittedly it would be entirely my fault if it is. Because I've had this quest on the back burner for ages now. Alas. Nope. Now we have Amber. And we found another coin. Okay, well... I'll talk to Amber briefly. Oh. No voice for you, huh? Well, we have an envelope for you. Yep. Are you here for the festival specifically? No lack of hustle and bustle, or fun things to do on the streets, huh? Okay. Well, Lisu, we must speak. What seems to be the matter? Well, how do you expect me to find a carpenter? I'm hardly a Liyue native, nor am I well versed in your commerce. Very well. Very well. Now to Chinsa village. At least this seems, at first blush, to be A swiftly dealt with little side story. So, any luck, this won't divert into a several days long mission. Because I've only got a handful of days left before the Lantern Rite ends. There isn't even a road leading to your house, good sir. Huh. You look a bit on the old side, but your hair hasn't even gone white yet. So I think you'd be spry enough to take the job yourself. Master Lou, there's something... Well, I have work for you. Oh. Very well. I shall not commission you. Ah, you know someone? If he's not actually your apprentice yet, how do you know he has the necessary skills? Well, I guess that answers my question now, doesn't it? Though I'd like to see his handiwork myself, to be sure that he has the necessary proficiency. Perhaps not, but truthfully, I just need a good carpenter at the moment. It doesn't have to be Fan Mu specifically. Well, I suppose I can wait a little while. I see. And a red dye. Wait a minute. You're not going to keep adding things to the list, are you? Great heart does not mean that I become your delivery boy. Alright, red dye and wood. Pine wood. Fortunately, I have enough of both. wait until the following day. That should suffice. Although going to make me wait all the way till the evening of the next day. Okay. Well, you'd better have finished by the time I get there. And you'd better not need any more materials. After all, I don't work at a lumber yard, so you shouldn't be expecting me to source all your wood for you. This has been a slightly annoying aside as it is, so I'd rather not have to go on another lengthy side trip just to get the material for you. I suppose I should have seen that coming. The old man doesn't want to pay for the new stage. I suppose I should have explained that before you left. So, our trip was a waste in the end, was it, old man? If you do care about her, then would you not want to give her the best stage you could for her performances? Well, we were just speaking of you, Yunjin. It is a pleasure to see you. Oh. Leading a poor old man on, are we? Okay. Brewing tea now. Alright. I assume that it has to do with this old lady friend of his. Ah. And that was the stage they performed on. Hmm. Didn't make it. How do you mean? Somehow, Yunjin feels very different than usual. I say that because Aether says it, but I don't actually know Yunjin all that well to make that statement. And I was thinking we might have to go and bring the lady herself to visit him, to smack some sense into him. But this is easier. Hold on, tear down the walls. Yep, literally ripping the whole thing down seems a smidge excessive. Oh, very well. Apparently I'm the schlepper for this one. Yep, off to schlepping we go. Yeah, looks like this is going to take a little bit. Oh well. I did anticipate the Lantern Rite videos would in themselves take longer than usual. Oh well. And because of our side trip, we found another coin. Number 6. I hope you lot don't mind me just making off with this. Well, whether you mind or not, I'm taking them. Alright, now to make it back.
Why not treat yourself to a seasonal gift?
I should have checked in with Yingir to see if Timaeus was still with her. Timaeus or Timaeus? Timaeus, I believe it was. Some of these names I'm used to saying one way or another. And it's usually not the way I'm used to that they're pronounced. About Granny Raushin or Rausin? Sorry if I'm butchering the Chinese naming here. Just what? Ooh. Yeah, I can see how that would have soured the old man's mood. And made him far less amenable to this. Matter of fact, if you had actually said that to him, I fear that he may have torn down the entire stage. With his own bare hands. Probably for the best we didn't bring the old lady here herself, then. Ay ay. Alright, Dayu. We have the goods. Now it's up to you to repair the stage. It does not look outwardly different, but then again, you were repairing the floorboards beneath it, so I wouldn't see a difference, would I? Only 2,000? Really? Stingy was right. I can see why his lady friend left him. And the trouble of coming all the way here from Chinsa village doesn't mean anything to you? Can we, though? And all I'm getting is a blueprint for something. I'll remain silent. I've said enough already. This seems a bit excessive. An opera singer inviting a rock and roll singer to a performance. My. Okay then. Oh, looks like we dropped straight into the next cutscene. Alright. Oh. I really like Zhongli's voice, so this makes me genuinely sad that he's gone, and so's Yunjin.
Nonsense, Miss Yoon. You were as stunning as ever. And if that was you out of practice, well, the official Lantern Rite performance is sure to be truly sensational.
Hey, Zhongli! Hey, Yunjin! How's it going?
Oh dear, what a pity. I'm afraid you just missed today's performance. And Miss Yoon needs to rest her voice now, or she'll strain it.
Don't fret on my account.
Aw, thanks, Yunjin. But hopefully you don't think we came here just to show up late and demand a private performance.
Indeed.
Okay, so a friend of ours left something behind at a shop. We're trying to return it to her, and all we know is she's probably with Hu Tao. Any idea where Hu Tao might be?
I was afraid you were going to say that.
Oh, great. Well, this is just fantastic.
A rattan figure.
That's the thing. We don't know what it's for, but we want to get it back to her as soon as possible, just in case she really needs it.
It was this item here.
Oh, goodness! That's what you're trying to get back to her? But isn't that a pentad rattan? Haven't you heard? The word on the street is that the patriarch of the Feiyun Commerce Guild has fallen gravely ill. They say his family found an ominous-looking rattan figure in his bedroom, and there was a pentad fortune conveyance talisman on it.
It seems that our butler friend has been failing to keep his mouth shut about this. Or, to be fair, it might have been other servants of the family, but still...
That cursed thing must have been put there to steal his good fortune. It's destroying his health, wealth, and every other good thing in his life.
What can you add, Zhongli?
And based on the description, your rattan figure looks suspiciously similar. It could even be the one that... get it away from me! I don't want that thing anywhere near me!
Relax, it's fine! This one definitely belongs to Madame Lan. Besides, we've had it on us this whole time and nothing bad's happened to us yet!
Unfortunately, Paimon, we can't actually say that yet. I mean, we've had the thing for what, 10 minutes? The only reason that we had it longer was because we had to deal with the whole stage issue, but in canon, we would have walked from Spring Scents, Yingir's shop, straight here. So we would have had it for very little time. Are you familiar with her?
Oh, now that would explain a lot. The Lons of Chenyu Vale practice Chi-Men magic. This Pentad fortune conveyance business would be right up their alley.
Are you insinuating that they curse people?
This leaves only one question unanswered. Namely, why would the Lons of Chenyu Vale have a bone to pick with the Feiyun Commerce Guild?
Are you certain it is their responsibility? Are you actually certain they're the ones who did this?
What? Will you listen to yourself? You can't seriously believe all that. You'd sooner convince Paimon that Rex Lapis was a slime.
Quite the analogy to make, Paimon, considering our company.
Oh? Please enlighten me, Mr. Zhongli. Yes, of course. I remember now. Thank you for jogging my memory, Mr. Zhongli. I am humbled by your superior erudition.
This makes way more sense than Madame Long going around trying to curse people to death. In that case, there's a good chance Madame Long also purposely left this behind to keep Timea safe and well.
In which case, did we undo her good intent by taking it with us?
Guess we don't need to find her so urgently after all. We were just worried that losing this might have ruined her plans. But that said, what did she need Hu Tao for anyway? And what is Hu Tao up to that's keeping her so busy? Paimon has a bad feeling about it for some reason.
Any ideas, Mr. Zhongli? Truly. Coming from you, I find that hard to believe. I certainly believe Hu Tao has more on her mind than the average person, but more than you, Zhongli. More than Rex Lapis himself?
Are any of those thoughts the kind that might keep someone up at night?
And it seems you're not close enough to her to have known that she isn't sleeping well of late. Interesting. I certainly agree with the sentiment.
Having a competent boss isn't an excuse to slack off, you know.
Let's be fair, Paimon, it is the Lantern Rite. So if he was going to slack off, now would be the time for it. It is a festival, after all.
Fair point. Somehow seeing how calm Zhongli is about the whole thing does make Paimon feel much more at ease.
My mind would be far easier if I knew what was afflicting Timaeus And Xingqiu's great-grandfather. We still have no answer for that, even if the rattan figures are no longer in suspicion. I would, but people's lives are at stake here. Oh, Mora. Although, is this one of those coins you mentioned with the exorcism symbol?
Wow! Zhongli actually left the house with cash? Now this is a lantern rite to remember.
Oh, what a meta joke this has turned out to be.
Goodness gracious! Mr. Zhongli, that looks like a very special coin you have there. Is that one of the fabled Rex coins?
Rex coin?
Rex coin?
Yes. Look at the design on the face. It's quite different from the typical coins you see in circulation. It appears to be a symbol of Rex Lapis. There's no doubt about it. This is a Rex coin, which means it once passed through the hands of the Lord of Geo himself.
Not as special a thing as you make it out to be, Master Liusu. Ooh, playing this off, are we? Considering you're giving it to me, I'm inclined to believe that it is the genuine article.
Oh, so it's just a souvenir then? I assumed it was a family heirloom of great value.
Well, it is probably, but not so valuable to Rex Lapis himself. I thank you for the gift.
So it's an anti-anxiety coin? How is that supposed to work?
It's the thought that counts, Paimon. And besides, if it really is, well, blessed by Rex Lapis, then it ought to have a fair bit of magic power in it.
Well, even if the coin itself is a replica, the symbol of Rex Lapis is still genuine. And if the symbol is real, so are its effects. So as long as you have this coin, Rex Lapis will always be with you. Mr. Zhongli, would you mind showing me to the vendor from whom you acquired this coin? I wouldn't mind procuring a little of the Lord of Geo's good fortune for myself.
Yes, indeed. Naturally.
Oh, that's what you were singing just now? Paimon definitely wants to hear the full thing. We'll be there. We were actually learning about the 8 Adepts earlier, but we never found out who the 3 Beasts of Tao Dil were. Oh, so they really weren't human, huh? The lone butterfly sounds pretty self-explanatory, but what about the Silverwing and Celadon Mare? What kind of creatures were they? Oh, Oh, so what about the butterfly? What did they get up to?
Hmm.
Oh, that's so tragic. Interesting. Huh. And then he taught that to the founders of the Wangsheng Funeral Parlor, right? Didn't they train under him?
I suppose this would explain why Hou Tao has butterflies as part of her motif, and why she can literally summon spectral butterflies. A connection to the 8 adepts.
Now we finally have names for the full roster. Thanks, Yunjin.
Don't practice too much, or you'll tire your voice out. And Shanling has returned.
Hey guys! Are you finally done? I've been waiting forever!
Sorry to keep you waiting.
Huh? Oh, Xiangling, what are you doing here? Tracking you guys down, obviously. You really made me work for it, too. It's honestly a little rich that you're out here telling everyone else to take care of themselves and keep a good work-life balance when you are apparently too busy to eat. Keep this up and I'll have to drag you to the dinner table and force-feed you my delicious cooking against your will. Here we are. I present to you Chef Xiangling's newest creation, Drunken Plums in Snow. You must be starving, surely. Go on, dig in. Wow, this is so nice of you, Xiangling. Paimon hadn't noticed how hungry she had gotten, but smelling that food is making Paimon ravenous. Sounds like you have a tough life, hey, Paimon? Sometimes you feast, but sometimes the traveler lets you go hungry. You should ditch the traveler and hang with me from now on. You'll never go hungry again. Ooh, now that is a tempting offer.
At least I've never charged you for a single meal. Oh, and by the way, Shanling, enjoy watching Paimon eat your whole business into oblivion.
That may be true, but you also pretty much never feed Paimon on time. I was only kidding. I know Paimon loves to eat, but I think it'd take more than food to pry her away from your side. Anyway, enough about that. Time for you guys to eat. Whatever your plans are after this, they'll go much better on a full stomach.
Indeed they will. Alright. Stage 1 is now complete. Hold on, did I read that right? The funeral parlor has no master, and Yujing Terrace calls the troops. Oh dear, that sounds ominous. But I'm afraid I'm going to have to make you wait. We've been going for over an hour this time, thanks be to having to get that stage repaired. an unforeseen complication. So, we'll be stopping here and picking up next time. So, if you've enjoyed this, please remember to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And, incidentally, I post regularly on this channel. Usually, one video each day, Monday through Friday. So, there will be a lot to look forward to. Now, I've broken up my usual spiel. If you enjoyed this, do remember to check out my Elden Ring Let's Play, as well as my playthrough of the Genshin Impact main story. And as always, have a good day.